Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Threadlings, a filmmaking production diary. I'm Miguel Ortega, and this is my lovely co host, Tran Ma.
Hey everyone.
Tran is very tired today, so I'm going to do more of the talking. So, first of all, we normally do this on Friday, so the fact that we're doing this on Monday is obviously weird. But on Friday, we had a big pitch festival that we had to attend. So we're part of a writing incubator called Ride Back Rise, which is Dan Lin, who's the head of film production at Netflix, his writing incubator. And Friday was basically like not graduation necessarily, but you have to present your pitch to hundreds of people. Um, like literally everybody was there. Every production company you could think of was in this one room, and we have to pitch our ideas in front of everybody. So
Yeah.
since the Threadlings was written as part of that program, we pitched the Threadlings and showed shots from the short, and it went pretty freaking good. I mean, it I think I don't know. What do you think, Tran?
It went really well.
It went really well. I was really nervous because
It's
um
a pretty it's a huge event. So it's a big, especially um I think alone it's a big event because there's a lot of executives there from every studio you could probably imagine. And it's a huge event for just the program itself. They have like pitch modules and workshops uh where they basically hear you pitch and then tell you everything that's wrong with your pitch, and all that stuff. But I think it actually went really, really well.
It went really well. Um, like we said, a lot of people, and I think what was really interesting is after the pitch, like a lot of people came up to us and were like, they freaking loved it, but they some of them were like, when I read the synopsis, I was like, this is not for me. I'm converted. I love the Threadlings, so it was actually it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
It was really cool.
The thing with the threadlings that we kind of realize is like it's hard to understand on paper, uh, right? Like if you don't have like more of the visuals or just this pitch, for example, people will think it's like a DreamWorks like light story or I don't know, or whatever
You
it
think it's
is.
some generic crap.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so it was cool to see
yeah, it was cool.
people see the moth attack. It was interesting because there was like moments where people were laughing, but like uncomfortably laughing. Like, wait a minute, you really gonna kill this guy like that? Like they didn't know what the hell was going on, right? Like,
Yeah, I
but
thought that was pretty
but
funny.
it wasn't like a I don't like this kind of laugh. It was like it was a what the fuck am I seeing laugh.
Yeah,
Uh, which is what we want. We want to freak people out in a good way, not just shock value. I think something that we've really changed in this project is we came in trying to do a little bit more shock, uh, and then I think we're toning it down. We want the scary moments to really be scary, but we want to do something that is something original. Yeah,
yeah, and it's not just all about that.
yeah. So let's see who's here today. We have Golden Trash. This is going to be a nice stream. That's it. We don't have anybody else, Tran.
Yeah, our Friday crowd is not here. Uh, that pitch was a entire day thing. Um, so
It's and we were gonna do it like in the morning. We're like, oh, we'll do the stream in the morning. But I'm like, the headspace that you have to be in to get ready to talk in front of 200 executives. Like we had like execs from Leonardo DiCaprio's company come up to us afterwards, Lionsgate, Adam Sandler's company, and it's nerve wracking being up there and pitching to people at that caliber.
yeah,
But
well, I didn't pitch, so Miguel does all that. I just show up, so I have it pretty easy.
and my style of pitching is very much off the cuff, right? I do not like I do have a structure to it. I know what I want to do, but I'm not memorizing a script by any means. I just don't have the brain for that. So I have to do it off the cuff. Again, I have a structure. So the cool thing about that is when it goes well, it goes well. But when it goes bad, it could go really bad because you just don't have a script to fall back on.
Yeah,
And everything went wrong. Like the clicker didn't work, the this didn't work. Yet we managed to pull through, and yeah, it was fine.
yeah. There were technical difficulties,
Yeah,
uh, but that was okay.
yeah.
So that's how that went.
So right now, Tran is working on one of the little extras.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, I started this last week, and I had a lot of trouble. It like literally was falling apart. Uh, so today I'm gonna wrap him up. And what I've been doing in these streams are more like one-off things. Um, they're not so much on the main project. It's kind of works out in a way because I need to build these characters, and I've just been trying to put the time during the stream to do it. But we need to have like because we have a big world, we have to have more than just the main characters. So yeah, and the thing with these guys is it is an opportunity to make them more interesting, and build like kind of these kind of strange one-offs. And there's less pressure on it too
Yeah,
because the main characters had so much work put into them just to make them perform. So this guy is supposed to have like a gnome hat, like a triangle hat, And just before the stream started up, I was like, what kind of clothes I should put on him? And Miguel was like, don't put him on with any clothes. But I feel like
I don't think you should put any clothes on him.
no.
No, I think you should just put the hat on him and put like big buttons on like big buttons on his chest. Like they're like elves. These
Like
are like the
this.
elves. Yeah, I would do that.
But
And
then
then
you're doing like a simple thing.
no,
Isn't there something cute though about like, I don't know, something? I mean, I don't mean complicated. Like, I don't want to put a cape because only Mayo has a cape. But a simple,
it's funny you say cape because that was my first thought, but I'm like, no, we can't. That'll diminish Mayo.
yeah.
Um, I do wish his feet were um more elfy, but I think that's fine.
Oh yeah, I see. That's kind of complicated.
Draw the hat on him.
So this line is where the hat. That's why I just was drawing it while you're talking.
Way taller than that. Way taller than that. Like that.
Okay, that's gonna move around a lot.
Yeah.
I guess that's why you want him naked. And then um, two buttons.
Yeah.
And so with the legs here, I have like these kind of bandit socks thing. Should I do it with the arm?
You could, yeah.
I could do that with the arm. And then I guess it could stop here. Uh, and then just put like, because right now there is going to be seams on his body, right? Like based on these lines, they're going to puff out. You see what I mean?
That's fine, but I just think it needs those fluffy buttons and it needs that tall hat. That's these guys are like the generic elves.
Okay, so he's going to be our striped guy. Okay, so now that I have these lines right here, so well, let me back up a little bit. This guy's double layered. The and underneath here, there's like a mesh. I do have like an auto rig on him from just Mixamo, so I can test it out, and we'll see how it sims.
Oh, look how great that looks.
Yeah, he's funny looking. And then
Wait, go back to him. He almost looks like rubber hosey. Like it has that Fleischer. Ah, it's
yeah,
so good. It's so
he is
good.
rubber hosey.
So good.
So that's the base mesh that's underneath, and then he has like this cloth material on top of him, this pink one, and then the gray one is just layered on top. So he's double layered. Wherever you see the gray one, there's always a pink one underneath. So there's like a tight bodysuit, and then I sew on this top one um, just to get some more stuff. But yeah, so I'm going to try to put a hat on here. What I want to do is grab this and this together, and then under my mouse, I get like a value, and I just write it on top of my screen so that I know what the length of this is. Now I'm going to try to sew like some kind of hat onto him, and then just see what happens. So I'll probably do like, I mean, a hat pattern, actually, if I just search one up, I guess it would be like a cone hat sewing pattern. And it doesn't need to be accurate or perfect. I guess it just looks like this.
Oh yeah, I think this hat needs to be. I would look for like gnome hats if anything.
I mean, they're all cone hats are like
They're
no.
all the same. Yeah.
Look, there's a witch's hat.
No witch. It's just a cone.
There's some with some patterns. I don't think I would want to go that complex,
No.
but it's just something really tall, and it's just like this, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we'll just do something like that. Hmm, that's kind of interesting.
What?
No, I say it's kind of interesting. I think I'll do this. So I'm gonna grab these two, paste it up here, and I'm gonna throw these away. I just don't want to mess with my original one.
Sadan is asking, wrong day. No, yes. So we were just explaining to people that we had to pitch the Threadlings on Friday to a big group of people. So we couldn't do it on Friday.
Yeah, it was an all day thing. So what I'm going to do here is, and this is the reason why I'm duplicating it. And I'll just do a point here, which I'll probably be adjusting that shape. Okay. So now I have, so that's the reason why I duplicate these two, so that I can get this arc to be shaped correctly. I'll just freeze that in case I still want it. This one came all the way to the top. And now I have 1/2.
So funny, this thing.
And then this is probably what will be adjusted.
These are the little guys that are gonna get killed by your moth, Sadan. Sadan says, I need a master class from Tran about Marvelous. Everybody needs a master class from Tran about Marvelous.
I know Marvis kind of well. At this, I mean, I felt like I knew it before, but I just been doing so much stuff in here that things I didn't think that it could do, and I don't think most people don't think it could do it either. I'm gonna do free sewing, MN, sew this over here, and then sew it to here. And I'll move this over. It's gonna flop over because it's really tall. Or not. Okay. It's actually holding up okay. It's because it has leather, but it is really weird right now. So let's try sewing it together and see.
Jekka says, yes, me too, about your master class. The master class you're watching, the master class, here it is.
Yeah, but it's always strange things that I'm making, always like really weird stuff.
Making little demented elves.
So this is collapsing this shape here. There's probably a few things I can do. I think back in the old days, I might have like tried to fix it by going, oh no, let's just add air pressure to this. And then that would puff it out. And that is a solution. But it kind of like is not usually a good thing to go for the first time. The best way to, and the reason why is for stability of the simulation. So another way is to just try splitting it and trying to make it stable through the actual shape of the pattern rather than just inflating something. If you can make it stable through the way something is cut, it will actually perform much better. Meaning like when it comes to sim, it does better. So I always try to do it that way. And my simulations always are superior and better when I do it the other way. So I'm trying to perform a cut here. And let's just see how, if it even responds to it. So I remove the air pressure and it doesn't really respond. What I can do instead here is just get this length. So this is 35.88.
Ruben says, what's up, MT? What's up?
Hey, Ruben. And we'll get this length here. And I think I just need to maintain those lengths roughly and just try to shape this like.
So why is it collapsing?
It's just the shape, and it's really tall. So what I'm trying to do is I'm splitting it in half. I saved before I did that. And then make them like little shapes like this. Now this makes it more complicated. That's fine. And then the other thing is these guys probably are not similar length anymore. So 77. Let's try having them be more even. Around 75. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it started out bad because they already have collision. They're only going to have problems. So let's move them apart. Okay, so this is good. So I did improve it just through reshaping the pattern versus trying to do it, trying to force it through like tricks, because tricks are usually not stable, especially things like air pressure and elasticity. Okay, that is pretty good. It's like much better, right?
Yeah.
It's more firm. Is it tall enough?
No.
Okay, so it might just collapse. We'll see how far we can push it, but it's not going to stay straight. It's going to tip over. Okay. Let's see if I can display like um, the sewing lengths. Like there's all these settings here and there's too many. So that doesn't show it. 2D pattern. Okay, so symmetry, length. There we are. I'll put this to the side so I can turn it on, off and on. I just want to do this because it makes it easier. I want this to be even between these two lines, and they're not even partially because of this. These points are not even. This is closer. It's still not very precise, but it's better. So those around 95.
Yeah, it's got to be tall like that.
Okay. These are gonna collide. So we'll give it distance. And probably like pull these apart too, because they are. And then I might end up having to use air pressure anyway, because it's too tall. How about that?
That's good. How can we maintain the volume a little bit more?
With the air pressure.
Okay.
The air pressure is very unstable because you're pumping air, telling it to sit with air inside.
That's good. That's it. Look at that.
Okay, so now he has a hat. Let's save this. And
The Threadlings is going to be a hat merchandising bonanza. right, Trama? It's all about the hats.
Yeah, you're gonna just try to sell hats. That's funny. Okay. So I think with the hat, I mean, should it be like striped, like vertical stripes or horizontal,
No, it should be super simple.
just like this?
Yeah,
But it feels like it needs like a thickness and shit.
sure, if you want to.
It needs breakup.
Okay,
It won't look like, it doesn't look like cloth. Does that
okay,
look like cloth to you?
okay.
Um, this has air pressure. Let's try reducing this and increasing the size of these shapes. So there's a little bit more crinkle.
I like that that crinkle feels like a mouth shape, even though it's not. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And then maybe the nose is a little bit larger too. And then give it, reduce the pressure because I am worried. Because all these, I think last week I was kind of stressed out when I was doing this because it was like turning out weird. I was having technical problems. Okay, so those are a little bit looser. Let's save that. And then the hat has to have like, I want to have feeling of that it actually has cloth. Um, and there's several ways to do that. What I'm going to do here, I feel like just maybe something, I don't know, like abstract shape. Let me close these floating windows. Put something like this. And then copy it. Like this kind of pattern.
Preetham says, hello, Miguel and Tran. Hello,
Hey, Pritham.
Mohammed. Hello.
Okay, so that shortens it. And let's do the same over here. And then try to line this up. Then I'll copy it. And it was like, I didn't look carefully, but we'll see. Okay, so I was pretty close. It's actually maybe better that they are more staggered. They sim a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is like bring it all down and then have them not completely line up. And the reason is like it can, I just feel like it gets unstable. When there's like triangular shapes, it doesn't like it. I mean, you could see it right here.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpenetration. I mean, considering it's so long and stuff, like you could round off the top.
Well, it's not easy to make a rounded shape either, because then you just have to deal with that. I think what I'll do here is I'll cut this so I can turn it into stub. So when you get shapes like this, it actually can like break during your sim. It becomes wildly like nuts. It like spins around and it twirls like it's crazy. It gets really unstable. So I just want to eliminate it because I don't want to deal with that as a possibility. And I already like used this long enough to know.
Have we tested Marvelous Designer to UE5 Live Link? No.
No, not too interested in it. We kind of have
A pipeline that works.
yeah, a pipeline that works, and we're fine with that. And I don't, we try to mess with the live link stuff, and just not really a fan of it in general. Okay, so what I'll do here so that it's smoother, just give this a curved shape. And I'm kind of lazy. I'm almost just like so lazy. I'm just gonna leave a hole. Like part of me just wants to, I don't care, leave a hole, but I shouldn't. So I need a circle. Um, let's get the math here. It's a really tiny circle. So half of it would be 319. Let's make a circle. Okay, that's like the right size. And it's probably like, I don't know where it is. Okay, it's all the way up here. And I'll cap that. And these red lines that I'm doing are going to become like part of the patterns in the cloth. Okay, let's try rotating it on this axis. And then I have to make sure, like when I sew that my orientation is correct. Okay, it looks like it is. Let's put this here. I'm just gonna like mirror this over. So I'm gonna remove half of it. And we'll do symmetric pattern with sewing. This way, I only have to sew one side. And then we sew here. Oh, it does not like that cap.
Why do you think it doesn't like it?
Because it's too small. It's because of the shape, it's not curved. So I'm gonna add points. Let's add four points here. Let's also add 4 points here. And let's see if it sims better. It lost its mind. Okay, let's try it again. I just think I just should delete it. It's because it's small. Marvelous doesn't like small objects. It will kind of crap the bed with it.
Crap in the bed is not good.
Nope. It's the size. I think I'll just get rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. Or just have a hole on the top. I feel like that's it. He's just got a hole in his head. The other one wasn't behaving like that. When I let it go to the point, it seemed fine. But there's a lot of times where it seems fine, and then it goes to sim with animation, because we sim all the cloth. And then what happens is it will do that. So, and it just doesn't like triangles. So that's why this is staggered. Because like if I have this come over,
That'll look better anyway, wouldn't it?
well, I guess so. But if it was coming to points like this, and then two triangle, like two sharp points meet, it doesn't like that shape. And so that's why I'm like, oh, let's just do this. Okay. And then for his body, um, maybe I'll just let his arms be like puffy. Well, I'm going to do the same thing as I did on this other character, which was named the Tangerine by everyone watching that's not here today. Where what I did was basically made this area not have a double-sided cloth so that when it sims, it has an easier time. But I'm not sure. Those are all like just ideas. So what that means is I could be wrong thinking that this is going to make it easier. Um, like a lot of it's just guessing and just experience. Like if you sim enough, you just go, oh, that's probably a good idea or a bad idea. So right now, I think that this is a good idea. So this area will not receive padding. And I want to do it for the arms too. These shapes were kind of dirty. So these were generated off of this approach I was doing, just trying to draw these things. The only thing is like when they generate these shapes, they tend to get a little wobbly. So they need a little bit of cleanup. And it's not too hard. It's just there's too many points. So let's change that, clean this up. Okay. Okay, so now that's cleaned up, I'll just sim this. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. And then what I want to do is just draw also and turn a line. And I'll reshape this in a moment. What I want to do is just line up these points. I wish there was an easier way to do that. Okay. Okay, so I'll just do a shape like that. Army wants to adjust this. So these, I hate these red points. I'm not a fan of them. They just came because of the way these shapes were generated. I just feel like they're always a little wobbly. Okay, that one looks fine. This shape is weird. I guess I need to add points. It just has to follow this top shape. And then it will look straight. Okay, so that turned weird. Okay. I wish these things snap together, like that line and that line. Let's sim this and see if it like relaxes, kind of smooths out a little bit. This is kind of strange curve. All right, there we are. So now I have like armpits like barrier. That's what this is.
Those are cool.
Yeah, they're just not gonna have thickness, so much padding around them. And I'll probably do the same for the neck. So here, I need to do the backside. Okay, so this cut up just randomly. That makes it easier. I'll delete that point. Okay, so now I have that. I'm going to grab these lines, do a cut and sew, so they become separate patterns. And then we'll sim it, press the sim button to see if it adjusts to these. So it could kind of do the weird thing that happened in the hat. It just lost control.
Daria asks, I'm not sure if you mentioned it already, but how many extras will you be making total?
I don't know. as much as we, as little as we can get away with. But we do have actually have a group of extras that are supposed to be like mages, like caught.
More hero mage. More
Yeah.
heroes.
They're more hero. They're supposed to be more in line, like of what he wants to be as a character. And then these guys just are not that, and that's why some of them are naked and
Yeah, these guys are like just intentionally meant to look like generic little whatever. These guys, I see them. So the other guys are definitely the miners, and then these guys are, I don't know. These are the weavers or something. These are the weavers.
really, I thought the miners are supposed to have hats. I don't care. They can be whatever they want
I
to
don't know. We'll
be.
figure it out.
They'll be whoever. Okay, and then these are lines to puff them up. Um, they're supposed to kind of look ideally what we would want with these designs is for them to feel a little bit more generic. And if they are a little bit more generic, they blend in with each other more, which means you don't need to make as many variations. I think you have to make more if each one of them looks very unique, because it will be very obvious.
You see, Dylan says, "I love this guy's hat. I want one." I'm telling you, the Threadlings is gonna make its budget back just on hats, right?
Just on hats, yeah.
Yeah.
A threading hat.
Can't wait to see all of them walking around. Me too. Show him walking around that one you just did. It's so good.
Uh, Here it is,
Look at this little guy. Wait, where'd he go? There he
right
goes.
there. I'm gonna apply this animation, so I'm gonna finish this in a couple of steps. I just want to get like some breakup on the body. Um, it doesn't have to be like this. It could be these could be more vertical.
Netbug says, hey, fancy seeing you here.
Glad you can make it because the hours are different.
Somebody should dress as a Threadling character for Halloween. Yeah, you and Sohi would be perfect.
That would be really cute.
Yeah, cotton mayo.
Yeah, one of you guys caught one of you guys is male. When we did the pitch, the crowd responded really well to both the characters.
I could show those videos. Let me pull them up.
Yeah, I think you should show it. And I think they responded really well to both of them, but I think Mayo is pretty popular.
So that was a cot slide. And then let
So
me see
that's
if I know how to spell. Give me 1 second. And then mayo. And then cot. Look how cute that little guy looks.
Mayo is super cute though. Mayo's my favorite.
What I really like about these is that you're seeing their bedroom, which is so freaking adorable. This room.
Yeah, and them being in there. That's like their world, right? Like in story, a lot of stories start out showing the home where their normal life is. And that's their typical life is they do hang out together. They sleep in that room, they do their homework, all that stuff. And it's supposed to feel very, very innocent. You're supposed to feel like, you know, you want to be there. Uh, and that it's supposed to feel inviting. Um, so that when it when other stuff happens, well, you guys will see. You guys know already. Okay, let me cut these. But it's going to make the contrast of like what they're going through much more extreme. Okay, so I'm gonna layer these guys. Like our story starts in their world, and then it gets darker as you go.
Someone is, let's see, Rob is saying, hi, new date time. I don't know what it is, but this looks so good. Um, not so I guess a lot of people came in after we explained it. So we had a very big pitch meeting on Friday,
Whoa, this flew up. Keep going. Sorry.
and we couldn't do the stream on Friday, so we're doing it today, and we will do it on Friday.
Yeah, so we're gonna have one on Friday too. Um, the pitch was an like all day kind of event.
Yes, but it requires like a lot of like mental focus, or else I would just bomb it. I need to use 100% of my brain in order to talk because I hate talking. Okay, Netbug. Mayo will always be the coolest. Yes.
Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah, but I like that.
I like that they're different.
I like that they're different. I like that you could pick one or the other, and they're completely different.
Yes, so they don't feel like the same type of character. Um, they're like distinct.
Make 2 streams a week. Oh no, we can't. Even doing 1 stream a week is getting hard. We're
Yeah,
so freaking busy right now.
we're busy and tired. I'm trying to rearrange this because I know I'm getting confused. Because there's parts that I did layer clone. So basically, I'm adding a second layer, and I have like these gaps so that they are more visually organized to me. But it's really hard to keep track of that, and I'm doing bit by bit. Let's lower this.
But the pitch went crazy good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good, very good day. Okay, so now that hat has that. Let me save. I should be saving as alternate versions. So like it might explode. I don't know if I want to add thickness in between the legs. And that's because there's just more friction. Like just like the armpits, I'm not going to pad those, layer clone those out. That's why I did it that way. And that's to avoid like um, any potential problems. Just trying to maintain organization. And let's pad this one out. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I already have the hand. This is going to blow up. So I already did these hands. Let's put them back up here. I'll pad this out a little bit bigger. So I'm like changing these numbers, making these layers like 5% larger, things like that. I'm going to save this as another version in case it explodes. Like if you use Marvelous enough, then you know what I mean when it explodes. It just literally explodes. You're just like, okay.
Wait, so there was a few questions here that I didn't answer. So Mohammed says, uh, what are better if we do the fabric in Marvelous or ZBrush? So definitely Marvelous. Um, did you do the pitch multiple times or to a single group? It was to a single group of about 100 and something people, maybe more. Um, Everybody was there. Lionsgate, Sony Animation, Adam Sandler's company, Leonardo DiCaprio's company, CAA, UTA, um, ICM, everybody. Uh, yeah, so it was pretty scary.
Yeah, it was a big thing. Let's,
So many people came up to us afterwards and they just loved the shots we showed and the story, and they wanted stickers, and even some of the companies that did not do animation were very
Oh, they all did come for the stickers. I remember that. I'm like, you guys
Yeah,
all want the stickers?
yeah. I mentioned this earlier, but Leonardo DiCaprio's company came up to us and they were like, "We love this project, but we don't do animation." But it was pretty cool, right? It was so cool.
It was really cool. It was just nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so one other thing I want to do is I want to turn off seam lines. So this is how it looks. What do you think?
I liked it. It looks like he's already kind of wearing a little vest.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I mean. Like, I want him to be actually naked. So the pink areas are not double-sided. Let's come back in here. Let's make sure they all have the same resolution, which they do. So this is ready. I'm going to try simming this. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll kind of see together. Um, it's a simple character. What makes him complicated is his shape. Now, there's things that I can do. You know what? I'm going to do one thing. So I just save this. I'll save it again. What I'm going to do is let's just sim him first. So I already downloaded this from Mixamo. I just got to drop him in here. Give me one sec.
A single voice crack during the pitch. Oh, there are multiple voice cracks. I actually did. My voice did not actually crack too bad.
Yeah, it went really well. It had we had technical problems, but even those things worked out to our favor because they became moments that were actually funny that everyone kind of enjoyed. Okay, so here's this animation. Starts at frame 0. Doesn't have a lot of frames.
That's so funny.
I wish it had more, or I knew how to get more out of it or loop it.
I mean, I could show you how to loop it.
Well,
It's very simple.
how do you loop it?
So, hold on. Let me make that full screen. So, go to. Hold on. Let me hide this here. Can you move that over a little bit because it's the outliner? Nope. Okay, right there. So hold down Shift and click on that on the Mixamo hips.
On the hips, I did.
Yeah, but on the plus.
On the like that.
Okay, and now select everything from the spine down, not the hips.
From the spine
Yeah,
to here.
all the way down. Go to Windows, Animation Editors, Graph Editor. Select all of those curves. Go to Curves, Post Infinity, Cycle with Offset. There.
Did it do it? Oh, and space though.
Okay, so now go back up.
Back up. What do you mean up here?
Select the hips. Go to Curves. Sorry, go back to Windows Animation Editors. Graph Editor. Select that. Select all the curves. Curves. Post Infinity. Cycle with Offset. That should be.
Sweet. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to try to get 90 frames. So what I'll do is I'll start it. I'll export. Let me save this. actually first. That was good instructions. Thanks, Miguel.
Yeah.
I just want to save this file. Okay. I'm going to export this as an OBJ on frame 0, which is like the start of the animation. In order to get this to sim, we need the first pose. It has to be the very first frame. Call it gnome walk pose 00.
What's great about this is that now you basically could make that walk as long as you want, right? So you grab those Mixamo animations and you could do 500 frames or whatever, 400 frames, save that out somewhere. Now you have an animation that you could throw in the background.
Yeah, that's actually really great. Because now I don't have to worry about running out of stuff. Like I can just export 200 frames easily. That's probably enough for a background character just doing stuff.
Yeah.
You can always export more.
Something about this character moves so organically. Yeah, it looks like rubber hosey, right? It looks like the old Fleischer cartoons or like um the ghost dude. What's that one? The Fleischer brothers, dancing ghost.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. So I just saved it again because I get worried. I'm going to import the first frame. And I'm going to bring it in as a morph target. And it's going to blend into that pose so that the clothes are on top. I'm padded out to 99 frames, importing in centimeters, always work in centimeters. And it's going to transition into that pose. That's what's happening here. So we'll just wait. And you don't want to touch it, anything while it's doing this. Um, it could stop it. It could kind of blow up. You just gotta let it do what it's gonna do. Okay. So now it's stop. I'm gonna turn the sim on again because it's got some momentum. Usually it has to sort out. So it's like readjusting. Because once it stop, like it's like a car in motion. Once it goes, it can't just stop right away. Like it's gotta be like a whiplash. And you don't want to record that in. I'm gonna save this as another project or as another file.
It's Cab Calloway, the dancing ghost.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's the best.
I'm gonna hide this.
The song is even amazing.
So I'm going to the animation tab, which is here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is set it to my frame rate, which is 24 frames. If you don't set it initially, it's pretty annoying. Like it will do it, you can change it, but all the numbers are messed up and you have to manually input it. So I exported Alembic out of Maya, the 90 frames. And now I'm going to import it. And let's sim over it and see if it has issues. Okay. I don't know how long this sim is going to take. So it's not too many frames. This frame padding is pretty nuts. So there we are. I'm going to set it to animation stable. And I up the quality to 10. So that's the huge improvement on this version of like the newer versions of Marvelous, that you could increase the quality. Whereas You couldn't before. Like it didn't work. I mean, the numbers were there, but it would break. And they fixed it, which makes me super happy. Let's save again. The one thing though that happens sometimes with Marvelous, it doesn't always save the Alembic file that you import in. It's I don't know. Sometimes it saves it, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what triggers that. It should just save it. And we just wait for this. He's pretty stable. I do want to do a version where he doesn't have to double layer. And the reason why I want to do that version is it will be less tight. So he's pretty stable in the sense like the cloth is sticking to his body and he is getting wrinkle reaction, but there's not a lot of movement in the cloth. I also forgot to put like something on the top of his hat or like buttons, but I probably wouldn't normally do that initially. I'd probably submit just like this and then add more things later because sometimes his buttons spin out of control. Like they really like twirl like a tornado. So it's just a factor. What do you think?
It looks great.
It's going at a pretty good speed. So some of these characters take a bit. Like Ka is not fast because he has so many things. He's more complex in his clothing.
How do you make the rim of the hat fold so nicely over the head? Is it just sewed and puffing up?
Yeah, so the hat is sewed to his head. Like I cut it in that way. Um, how is the cloth adhere to character mesh? It's not pinned. He has a bodysuit. I'll show you once this is done. So it's double layered. So he has a layer and it's pink, the color. You can kind of see it a little bit. Um,
And that's just driving the cloth.
yeah, it's like a tight bodysuit. Like imagine if you wore spandex all over your entire body. It's like those guys who do those green screens. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. This is the costume you should wear for Halloween, so you could have a pointy hat like that. It'd be pretty cool.
So basically, he has something like this on. Agree, like he literally has something like this over his whole body.
Well, I'm not saying wear that. I'm saying wear the other one.
yeah, but that's what's going on.
That
And
one's
then
not that cool.
he's got cloth on top. These screen suits, like I remember, like first seeing them because they were a new thing at some point. I don't know how the actors kept a straight face. They picked these guys in green suits.
So he says she's gonna try her best.
It's almost done. I'm excited.
You don't have to have it for Halloween either. You could just wear it for graduation, which would be even better.
When you graduate.
Yeah.
Okay, almost done. Couple frames. It's enough frames to know if something is okay. So one thing I know about Mayo and his clothing, if the simulation is long enough, his pants fall down. So some of these characters have that. Mayo has a pants fall down problem. Caught has his hands get caught up in everything problem.
All right, let me see that full screen. Play him. Look at that little jiggle on the hat. That is so kick ass. You see why the hat needs to be tall?
Yeah, but it's got a nice little jiggle. So that secondary motion and the cloth pulling is pretty nice. So that pink layer, it's just like flat, and it's I don't know. I just don't want to have problems.
You know what? I think it should just be a single button, like as the belt buckle. I was looking at like what these gnomes usually look like, and they only have a big belt buckle. I think too many things in the front could be distracting. I love secondary animation that you get from Marvelous. You know, we've always talked about that. That's what the Muppets. If you go back and you look at the Muppets, the genius thing that they do is their animation is so limited that they always try to put little things that have secondary animation that they get for free. So you're not noticing the fact that, oh, the face barely does anything, the eyes don't rotate, because you're seeing the hair just jiggle around and bounce around and everything. So we've been trying to see how we could apply some of that to this.
So I'm just adjusting the lighting here because the lighting here is like so washed out. Uh, I it's not too good at seeing surfaces. So I just want to give it like a change. So we have more shadows. You can see his form more. Their lighting, you can access their lighting through Scene Browser. And you just have this. I don't know how to like rotate the lights. Environment, show light controller. I don't know which light that controls. See, that controls like the environment light. And then the other light, I don't know how to rotate it. That's okay.
Can you just click on the light that's up there?
What light up there?
Zoom out.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. It's not very easy to control. I just wanted to go back. I would just leave it like that. Just play it. That's cool, right?
I love that jiggle. It's the perfect amount of jiggle. Like part of me wants more jiggle, but no, it's actually the perfect amount.
Well, I want to do a version where he's much more jiggly. So I'm gonna save this. And then I'm gonna go back to like the A pose and try a version where he wiggles around more. And I don't think, I think this version is probably fine.
Claire says, "This is really good insight into Marvelous. Enjoying." Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
Tran is the marvelous. She's marvelous at marvelous.
I do weird stuff in Marvelous.
Bobby R says, "What up, Monday edition? What up, MT Monday edition?" Yes.
Yeah, it is a Monday edition. Okay, so let's try this out. I think, I'm thinking about how much to remove. I wonder, there's some things I um, like the nose. But I'm probably going to delete everything. So that's like the pink bodysuit underneath. It looks starting to look sad. But I have to remove these. I don't know if I want to keep just that.
Tran has allergies.
Okay, so I think I'll keep this for now. So these are just a double layer, the second layer. Let's resim that because there's some gaps. And then what I want to do is I need to kind of know what is being double layered. So it's the feet, the hat, and I'm just setting them aside so I don't end up messing with these things.
Jimmy says, "What is happening with the industry? What do you mean specifically?"
Okay, let's grab these. Let's puff them up. So now it's like this. And I wonder, oops, screwed up. Let's apply this. So now he has like just one layer. And the purpose of this one um, is to have like, he's going to wobble a lot more when he walks. There might have been some things I wanted to keep, like maybe the ears. Let's see if I can put that back. See if it does it. Okay. And we'll layer clone over. And then let's see how this looks. Now I can kind of like pick how big to make something. I think I kind of want to push it. And there's not too much air pressure. So the more air
Give
pressure
me
it
one
is,
second. I have to take this. 1 second.
the more air pressure it is, the more balloon it is. And I'm making the cloth larger so that there's more crinkling when he moves, but I don't want too much pressure. So I just want to have some weight. He might be too much. Let's bring it down a little bit to just 10% larger. And then the face. So I kind of wonder if I should leave the nose like this or just delete these. And then we see the under piece. And I make this the nose a little bit larger with a little bit of air pressure. And so now it also can crinkle. I don't know how much it's going to move. Um, Let's try making these a little bit larger, just 5%. So it's 15% larger than the original face. Should it balloon more? Let's do 30%. The neck, I'm gonna reduce the neck back to just as regular size and no pressure. And just make it firm again. And there's a couple of things I want to try because there's these cool lines that get lost. And I want to see if I can crease them a little bit and how it responds to creasing. It doesn't do anything. Okay. I think it's doing something. But it's really weak. Okay, it picks up something. And I don't know if I want to keep these legs. Let's remove those socks. I want to have this one really be able to bounce around. And I do like the striped sock look, but if I keep doing on the same one, it won't feel like it's bouncing around a lot. So now this will, by removing that, I should have more bounce down here. Let's see if I can grab these lines. Push the folds. So I can see them a little bit clearer. Grab this. Let's try it at 30. Okay, so there's like nice movement around here. Let's see what happens if I make this just a little bit larger, like the socks. And let's check how the arms are. Arms are kind of tight. They're not very they're not doing a lot. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm just gonna like really screw everything up. That's a possibility. Oh, he's got stuff underneath that hat. He has a skull. I like it, like a little jiggle layer. Okay, let's see what it does. I think this is good. So I'm gonna save this as a different version. And then let's morph target to the first frame of the animation. Sometimes when you do like a morph target on the second time, meaning like I'm doing it again, um, it sometimes loses its mind. Oh, look, his hand. Yeah, like that. It it just lost its mind. Okay, so I don't know if this is gonna work anyway because the face is coming off, but I have to restart. So you can't do a morph target the second time in Marvelous. That's a bug. So I already see some problems. I can fix it before. I think the face is drifting off by quite a bit. And then what I have to do is just ground this back. I mean, I think it's the kind of thing that's kind of cool if the face does do that. So I don't know. Let's just try it. Let's try it again. I think this is going to take more work to get to work, though. I think his face is going to like really go from one to another. Okay. Let's kind of sim that. I don't think that his hand's underneath this. So if I were to make this transparent, like that's the position of it. So if we have this version, yeah, he's like floating around. Let's save this.
Secrets hide underneath the hat. Maybe there's no scalp, just brain.
I don't think
That almost sounds like the crypt keeper talking. Secrets hide underneath the hat. Do that with the crypt keeper voice. I like it, like a little jiggle there.
I think this is gonna have problems. So let's set my frame rate and then import the lembic. Let's put it like this. Animation. Oh, let's see how this one turns out. So this one is Miguel like much more wobbly.
Play it.
Well, it's simming, but you can actually see it like his hat, his everything is moving all over the place. He looks like he's about to fall apart. Do you think like in the berry scene in the background there should be like really tall guys picking berries?
Yeah, that'd be amazing, actually.
Like just they look like sticks.
Yeah. Oh, like tall guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
like really tall
Yeah.
compared to these guys.
Yeah.
And what they do is they just pick berries.
Yeah.
Should their hands look like? Like if you were built to only pick berries, what kind would you have like claw hands?
No, I think they should just look like cups almost.
Cups?
Like suctions. Like
Suction cups
Yeah.
for hands. I mean, that makes sense.
We don't want to deal with fingers or any of that crap.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Suction cupped hands. So in our scene, like Caught Mayo have to go out and pick berries because they suck at other stuff. Caught can't do magic, and that's not a cool thing. But yeah, so we want to put maybe some characters in the background. Those are just super tall. They look like stick people, but they're made out of like marvelous cloth. And they are the berry pickers, and they won't really have like they won't talk or anything. They just only do that function. Ready to see it?
Yeah.
It's not really that better. Like I think the other one's better,
Yeah. I think so too.
right? The
Yeah.
face is like getting.
His face is ugly now. I think you have it. I think these guys work because they all look the same. You don't want variations. They should just be dirtier. Like some of them are dirtier than others. That's it. Because they're all covered and they're all white with with like mine dust all over them.
Yeah. Toilet plunger Dalek style. I don't know what a Dalek style toilet plunger is, but yeah, the hand would be like suction cup toilet plungers. Let me see if I can still open this. Oh, it's still here. It's good. Yeah, that's the better one for sure.
Yeah, like he's just perfect. He looks good, and if they the thing is if you have variations, then it becomes noticeable you only have three. But if they're all exactly the same, like the minions, and you're like, oh, they're all just the same.
Yeah, but this one's much more interesting with the cloth. Um, you can see like the shearing.
Yeah, and look, like Nat says, he looks like a Doctor Who villain. Like he does look like you could make him be like that dude in the Olympics with the gun, right? Like the Ukrainian dude. Was he Ukrainian? The crazy
The guy that he
badass.
just didn't need anything.
He didn't need anything.
He was just like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like super cool people and super not cool people.
He was super cool by not being cool.
No, he was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Reagan.
Oh, Ray gun. Oh man. I've been seeing like a bunch of posts on my Facebook. Halloween costumes. There's so many people dressed up as her.
Oh man. Yeah. I thought that wasn't real when I first saw that. I'm like, what?
You know what? If she just goes fuck it, I'm gonna make money off of this, and she just
Shamelessly makes money.
yeah, like just go make merchandise, right? Like just like a top or something that you could spin and it's her. Like just make merchandise right away. You
Yeah.
want to make fun of me? That's fine. I'm gonna be rich. And
Yeah.
she's a teacher, like which can you imagine like being shamed that much and then you have to show up to class and all your students are like, I think I want the other teacher.
Oh man. Yeah, man. That's right. She teaches at a college.
So I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks everybody. And
Yeah, and I'm glad that I got a chance to because I did a couple of streams of doing this and I couldn't sim the cloth because the auto rig the characters were too fat.
yeah,
Like they had their stomach was too big for the auto rig.
I've seen the Reagan costumes are so good. Yeah, they that's the part is it the thing that's kind of heartbroken is I think like literally anybody could just wear that outfit and they look like Ray Gun. It's just and then the worse you dance, the better the costume looks. It's just so good yet so cruel.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Later. Sohi, start sewing your costume for graduation. Claire, thank you. Nat, Bobby, Netbug, Jimmy.
We'll be back this Friday.
Daria. Who else do we have here? Dylan. Um, thanks everyone for coming today, and we's out of here. All right, so let me figure out how to do this.
Yeah, this version's much better.
He looks great. I want one of those guys. All right, later.
Bye, everyone.